And welcome back. It's now men's doubles finals action. The pair of Shea Martin and Andre Padmore on service in the blue tops against Harrison Griffith and Damian Howell.
Yes, and as you said, this seems to be a pairing of a senior player with junior players, but I believe that that's just how this draw worked out. We have junior players in Shea and Harrison, both champions in their respective age groupings, as well as Andre and Damien, both senior national players for some time. If I had to give the edge of experience here, I would definitely have to go with Andre in terms of experience. They've been playing around the same amount of time, but he has had definitely more exposure at all levels. And Damien has not had that opportunity yet, but he is an up-and-coming player. It'll be interesting to see what tactic Damien chooses to employ here to combat Martin and Padmore. And believe it or not, we saw Martin play in the nationals, and I believe he's gotten taller.
Not possible. He could not still be growing.
Well, actually, I did speak to him earlier when he was warming up, because the last time we saw him, he had on the tape on the knees.
Kinesiology tape.
Yes, and I had inquired to him how he was doing there, and he said, well, all of those pains have no pass. So as we suspected, they were growing pains, for use of the slang, and that has no pass, so he is now able to move fully. He and Andre would have had quite a task in defeating the team of, I believe they would defeat the team of Dakil and Corey to get here. Damien and Harrison would have had a slightly easier march. Nevertheless, they had a three-setter. Big game coming off of a big win against two national players yesterday. So they should still be on top of the world as well. As we see in the early goings, as we predicted, 8-3 to Padmore and Martin. And Howell is really going to have to. There's no easy road for the team of Howell and Herwood here and Griffith. There's no easy road. They're playing two accomplished players, and of course, unless they continue Shea does things like that, then it should be easy sailing.
Well, let's just hope that from previous experience of watching Shea Martin, that he doesn't mark himself too hard and put too much pressure on him, and relax and execute and enjoy the game of badminton.
And this one, and as we see, it is 11-4. We saw just now young Griffith raising the shuttle to Andre, and I'm sorry that back in Andre time we didn't have the
Howell running the backcourt and Martin finding the cross court area.
and
You're not hearing the communication like you would have heard in the women's doubles.
yeah.
Again,
And there
court position.
we saw Martin just
Padmore going into the net that time. And Martin going to the body of Howell that one for that point. And back now to the live action. Griffith, he's certainly enjoying what he's getting on the court, and he's giving as good as he's getting.
I believe he's now one of the under 15 players. I could be speaking on the correction on that one, but he is definitely something to watch for the future. This young man Griffith, he's been to Caribaco and the Pan American Championships and done quite well at both of them. So he is definitely one for the future. When you look at him among these guys who seem to be averaging 6 feet on the court, we hope that as he gets older, he's going to have that growth spurt and get up into that height range as well.
Unless, and maybe it's because NFL is on my mind, but the inaudible signals between the quarterback and the other players, unless they don't actually use any audible signals, like in the women's final, where you clearly heard them saying go, hit, or stay, or mine, or whatever.
Yep.
The calls between Griffith and Howell are non-existent, and well, Martin and Padmore command such equal portions of the court that they don't seem to have to call who's going for which shot.
Yes, and they have the advantage of well as being club mates for many years, so they've played together on the club level as well. But they both understand the game of doubles and they know where they have to be. Um, I believe that Howell should try to have a bit more communication with Griffith because he could be overwhelmed by the awe of who he's on the court with, and then he's still young in the game. Um, Not taking anything away from him because he's in a finals, in a major games, so he definitely had to play in order for the team to get here. But now that he's in this finals, I would like to see a bit more guidance being given to him.
And I'm going to ask this as Martin Paris to Ryan Toppin. Is there actually somebody more suited for the doubles game than the singles game?
Yes, you have players who, because of their temperament and their ability to see patterns, they are uniquely more suited towards doubles than singles. Yours truly was one. I was always a way better doubles player on the singles court. The openings did not come so easy, could not see patterns, but on the doubles court, I had the ability to see those openings. So there are people who are more seated. We still like to have them playing all, especially the disciplines at his age. But as they get older, the coaches can start to see who would be a better doubles player.
Well, first exchanges, game going to Martin and Padmore, 21-6. The friendly net band there helping that one give Martin and Padmore a point. Griffith getting himself all in a tangle there in that return. Cross court, which Martin goes powerfully at Griffith with.
And if you're watching these replays, you will see that they are tracking Griffith down. Even if they hit the shuttle wide, whichever side the more inexperienced
Targeting
player goes, he's which is sensible play.
And we'll be right back after this break. And welcome back to the live action. Shea Martin and Andre Padmore taking the first game of this men's doubles final, 21-6. Harrison Griffith, the youth man, as they would say in Jamaica, on the court, amongst the others, not entirely overwhelmed by the proceedings, teaming up with Damien Howell. Once they get that communication issue between them sorted out, I'm sure he's going to give as good as he's been getting, especially on his defense. He's been able to cover his end of the court, but that communication that was missing in that first game needs to be ironed out.
Yes, they definitely need to sort out that communication. He is a competent youngster, and I do like him quite a bit. From a coach perspective, though, we know, especially with players the caliber of Padmore and Martin, they instinctively play to certain spots with power when they see the opening. And if he is trapped in the wrong position at the wrong point in time, it could become very, very dangerous for him. So I would like to see a lot more communication so that he goes into a defensive formation when necessary, as opposed to staying in attacking formation when the shuttle is raised in certain areas. And that's what we need to have. I'd like to see a lot more communication going on. The score, they have already rushed out to a 7-2 lead, this pair.
They're highlighting my point about communication. Both of them going for the same shuttle, and not a word said between the two of them.
And this is where I would have liked to see a coach with this team, because we need someone to let them know that needs to get going. At this stage of the game, this has to be more of a developmental learning curve for young Harrison on the court. I know Howell can handle himself, but he has to spare a moment to remember that he has a younger player, less experienced player on the court, and it should be a teaching moment for him as well. Yes, he's in the finals, but he has to be able to take something away from this game other than the fact that he played two outstanding senior players and was beaten. Martin not looking too outstanding after putting that one into the net.
That's the comfort of a 10-3 lead. Well, So they're going to the interval at 11-3. And young Mr. Griffith has time to flash a smile and engage in a little bite talk. As we see him pushing Padmore deep. The high smash comes, but doesn't clear the net. And there you see Martin being extended by
You see him here go to the
Griffith
front of the court,
again.
which he's supposed
That's
to.
the ball that
But then there was a
made
lack
the
of
mistake of ball.
communication.
That's the shuttle that the two of them went for.
That is exactly.
And no call was made at that point in time. So they're back on to live action.
See him there digging that shuttle and retrieving the shuttle.
Was that a shuttle or a pair of epaulets?
He took it right off of his shoulder. He did.
It looks like it was on his shoulder.
There's the thing. No, with communication, they need to take the shuttle out of the air. And they're basically giving these two 6-foot guys a smash fest over here now, and they need to start taking the shuttle out of the air so that these two guys, there you go. So now they're having the opportunity to play down the shuttle. You don't want to give it away, because from the time it goes up into the air, those two will make you pay for it.
I was seeing an open in there, but not able to complete the drop at the net.
Now that was the first piece of communication for 2 games. The shuttle was lifted and you heard Howell call square, which is the command for the defensive formation, and Harrison immediately went to defensive formation, which caused the rally to be a bit more prolonged. He is holding his own here. He has defended 2 off of them. Oh, going for the cross court. He is having an in the ground and still a big smile on his face. He's enjoying this game.
I would hope that someone would go and wipe. Do you actually have to call for a wipe? If anybody's body goes down onto the court, you don't have to wait for the call, do you?
No, you don't have to wait for the call. The umpire will call the guys on to give a wipe up.
That little drop at the net, and there he goes trying to get it cross court. And had he executed it, who knows what would have been? Because it would look like one that would have dropped just beyond the reach.
Both Martin and Padmore rackets dropped, so I believe had that gone cross court, they would have been in trouble. Yep.
Oops.
Not certain what happened there. He went to accelerate forward, but both feet just gave away from him. At this stage, he needs to wipe the bottom of his feet as well to ensure that
the court definitely needs cleaning up a little bit there. We're gonna get to see what happened there. But that's a little bit on the fall. We're back to the live action now. That's how it goes white this thing.
Was they moved to 17-5.
Padmore.
The unusual into the net, and I see a glisten on Martin, but Padmore seems to be extremely dry. He's just having an easy time in the office today, Andre Padmore.
And young Mr. Harrison Griffith trying to use the maximum extended court there.
Miscommunication, and there and
rightly.
And there he is admonishing his senior partner. He asked him, "What are you doing?" It was his shuttle. So we'll move back into his way.
Lovely,
well done.
That
Busy
was
at the
coverage from post to post on the center by the net. I think the pair would be better served if if Howard would listen to Griffith a little more.
I think that we may need to have Griffith to start communicating with Howell. Because that shuttle was clearly Howell's shuttle. I'm not certain what Griffith's shuttle, sorry, not certain what Howell was thinking there just now. he actually put himself into a very dangerous situation because had his partner followed through with that stroke, there was no avoiding hitting him. And there we have the end of the men's doubles in the BiiG Badminton Championship. The team of Andre Padmore and Shea Martin winning.
So, the power and experience of Martin and Padmore.
And there we have it, the replay. As I said, his feet just completely gave away from on he went to go forward, and as he produced the power to go forward, feet moved from under him,
Forcing Martin to go
now
high.
here we go.
And that's
And-
the
and that-
miscommunication and lack of trust with your partner. And here's where he covers his court. He had now moved from the far side and moved to the near, managing to win that point. Got his racket in a twist there. And that's it for the men's doubles final. Martin and Padmore, Shea Martin and Andre Padmore defeating Harrison Griffith and Damian Howell 21-6, 21-7. And we'll be back with the mixed doubles finals after this break.